Oh, hey, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Vicki and you're with Grammy in the kitchen. So I went into the pantry and I picked up a few things that we're going to need tomorrow. We're actually going to be making turkey white chili. I went into the freezer and picked up a few things. This is my Catalina beans. And then here's where we went shopping. Let me set this on the floor for a second. So if you saw in the Azure haul, 2 orders ago, I'm not sure, but we picked up some white Catalina beans. I'm gonna put it in here, put in some water so it can soak overnight. So this is a 2-cup measuring cup. I'm going to do 4 cups. I'm going to put some Berkey water in here. I have some apple cider vinegar. I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons in there. And give that a stir. Mix that water and the vinegar. I'm going to cover it with saran wrap, and we're just going to leave this on the counter. So we have our dry beans in here. We have 4 cups of dry beans with some filtered water and a good dollop of this apple cider vinegar. I have it covered with saran wrap. We're going to leave this on the counter overnight, and that is called an overnight soak. So let me show you everything we have in our basket here that we're going to be using tomorrow. We have a pack of frozen onions, a pack of frozen carrots. Took out one of my cream cheese out of the freezer, one of our frozen turkey pieces, and one of our turkey broth. Wonderful evening, but don't forget, come back here first thing tomorrow morning. I'll have coffee on, so make sure you grab you a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, and I'll see y'all in the morning. Good night. Oh hey, sorry, I didn't see you there. Come on in, grab you a bowl of chili. Today we're going to make some white bean turkey chili with some homemade artisan bread. If that's something you're interested in, stick around. It's going to be a great day. Aprons on. Let's get going. To make our white turkey chili. So we're going to go ahead and get these beans. Oh, before you got here, I went ahead and chopped up some celery also. And mince some garlic. So let's go ahead and get the cover off of this. And I'm just going to give them a rinse with some cold water. This is the soaked Catalina beans. We're going to fill this pot up with water. So, got enough water to cover the beans plus addition, because they will swell when you cook them. So I've got it on medium heat. And this is where we flavor our beans when we're cooking them, is in the first boil. So I am going to liberally put 3 big pinches of salt and 1 big pinch of pepper. So our beans are coming up to a boil. So we're going to let these boil for about 30 minutes. So our beans have been cooking for 30 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and strain that out. And now we're going to go ahead and get started on building our aromatics for our chili. So this is the same pot that we cooked the beans in. We'll put a little bit of olive oil in the bottom, maybe about 2 tablespoons. I got some heat on. Went ahead and opened up the frozen carrots and the frozen onions, and then we have some fresh celery, and I have the minced garlic. Celery's going in. And because the onions and the carrots were frozen, they have rendered some water. That's okay. We're going to use that to our advantage. Go ahead and add some pepper and some salt. Just a pinch of each. We're just going to cook that until the celery gets soft, because the carrots are already soft and the onions are already soft because they were in the freezer. So we're just going to cook that until that gets soft. Went ahead and grabbed 2 quarts of turkey stock. But our vegetables are cooking. I'm going to go ahead and add garlic. This is a large clove, probably equivalent to maybe 3 regular sized cloves. I'm going to cook that a little bit so we can start smelling it. We don't want to have it burning at the bottom, so we're going to constantly stir it, move it around. And when you start smelling that garlic, we know we're ready to move on to the next step. Alright, I can smell the garlic. I don't want to burn that garlic, so I'm going to add 2 quarts of turkey stock. I'm going to add 2 quarts of water. We're going to add our par-cooked beans. We're going to go ahead and add our turkey. And while this is cooking, we're going to keep an eye on our liquid level in our soup, because the beans will continue absorbing water, and we don't want it to dry out in there. So whenever it needs more water, we'll just continue adding water to it. And if we feel like we need to add more stock, we can. Now this is just a homemade blend of chili mix. This is just a regular soup spoon. I'm going to add about 2 heaping spoons of this home chili powder. And then if you don't have home chili powder, or if you don't have the ingredients to make a homemade chili powder, please just use a store-bought ready to go chili powder. And we're just going to let that simmer. Still have some turkey that's not all the way thawed, but that's okay. The heat of this pot will thaw that out just fine. So we're just going to let that simmer. Keep an eye on the liquid level, and when the beans are done, then we'll finish this soup. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and make one of those crusty artisan breads to go with the white chili we have. So in this bowl, I have 3 3/4 cups of flour. I have 2 1/4 cup of yeast. 1 3/4 cups of salt. And this is actually called a Danish whisk. It's great for bread making. So I'm just going to whisk that together. And I have 1 1/2 cups of warm water. Alright, so we're just going to whisk that together. And it is going to be a sticky dough, but that's okay. Get all that flour hydrated. Alright, now we need to go in there with our hands. Now you don't want your water hot because you don't want to kill the yeast. We have it at between 105 and 110 degrees. So I just put it in the microwave and warmed it up. And it's more like bath water warm. And your water, if you could put your finger in it and hold it there without it burning and pulling your finger out, then it's good. If you have to pull your finger out, it's too hot, it will kill your yeast. If it's too cold, it would take forever for the yeast to get activated. So you don't want it cold, you don't want it hot. You just want to put your finger in there and hold it and not burn you or be too cold. I'm just trying to sop up all of the flour in here. We're going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil. Swish it around. Make sure olive oil gets all over it. You don't have to knead this to death. You just want to make sure that all the flour has been absorbed by the water. Let's cover this up. And we're going to let it sit on the counter for about 2 hours. And then we're going to go ahead and get this in the oven. Now we're going to go ahead and add some creaminess to our white chili. I'm going to add one of these tubes of cream cheese. But before I do that, I just want to take the stick blender, go in there and just puree some of the beans. Yes, I do have turkey in here and I have the other vegetables. It's okay. We're just going to deal with it. So I'm just going to give it maybe about 3 or 4 pulses. And that's it. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it did creamy it up a bit. And I'm going to add the cream cheese. Stir that in there. Then I decided I'm going to add some of this coconut milk. It has a creamy top and then the milk's underneath, but we do want to get all of it in there. Let's go ahead and taste it for spices. Oh, I wish you can taste this. This is delicious. Oh, the coconut milk was a perfect addition. I wish you could just come here. Just come here and smell and taste this. There is One thing I keep forgetting to put in there, I'm going to add a can of this green chili. I'm going to have to go back and watch this video and make sure I can duplicate this and write this recipe down. It is so good. The green chilies are a mild green chili, so they have just a little bit of heat, but not a lot. Green chilies was a great addition, but I want you to see this. You see this? Oh, it's beautiful. And as soon as our artisan bread is done, we're going to scoop up a bowl of this deliciousness and have dinner. Okay, the oven is preheating to 425. I have the big Dutch oven in there heating up. We're going to leave it in there for about 30 minutes. And in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and finish up our artisan bread. So our dough has risen. I do have a piece of parchment paper right here. We're going to put a little bit of flour on our bench. Got our bowl scraper. We're just going to lightly knead this. Seal up this in. Get it very well coated. Our white bean chili, it's cooking along. It smells and tastes delicious. So I just have a paring knife, and I am just going to put small slit on both sides of this bread, just like that. So this is very, very hot. I don't know if you can hear it, but my cat's meowing. Do you hear him? So we're going to lay the parchment paper and the bread in the Dutch oven. I'm going to throw these corners down. I just don't want them hanging outside the pan. So our bread is on parchment paper in a hot Dutch oven. We're going to put the lid back on. We're going to bake it with the lid on for 30 minutes. Then we're going to take the lid off and bake it for an additional 15 to 17 minutes. Okay, our white bean chili and our artisan bread is done. Let's give this soup and bread a taste test. So this is our white bean chili with turkey and our beautiful artisan bread. I've got a bowl right here. Got some beautiful turkey, some beans, some of that broth. And the reason we made this bread is to do that. So let's taste it with the bread. That is perfect. On a cold, rainy fall day, this is delicious. Now, if you decide to make this white bean chili Please leave a comment below and let us all know how yours turned out. This turned out really good. Please hit that like button, and if you don't mind, go ahead and subscribe. Help the channel grow. We're going to learn how to cook real food using real ingredients and make a delicious, healthy meal, including white bean chili. Until next time, y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you.